Okay, guys, we've got to cover the P Dye drama that has been going on over the past 24 hours. He said it's been an eventful 24 hours for P Dye community, right? We're going to start off with what happened is that we saw a huge spike in the price, and the activity that I'm seeing there is really interesting. Now, the spike came from one thing, right? The Atropa. Okay, so the P Dye ecosystem has P Dye, and then there's Atropa, and then there's a whole network of tokens that are involved within the ecosystem, right? So, the one thing that has been driving this, what has made P Dye what it is, right, for the most part, is the fact that during the launch of Pulse Chain, during when Pulse Chain was being built, Richard Heart alluded to the fact that it would be really strange if one stablecoin were to moon hard, and if the stablecoin were to moon hard and be equivalent to a stablecoin, right? If you could have a stablecoin Pulse that is copied over from Ethereum and it'd be valued at $1, that would be really funny, right? He said that would be a great thing. And he spoke about this over and over again. And there's many clips that came out, right? Where Richard Heart alluded to the fact that it would be really cool if Dai could be Dai on Pulse Chain. So this led a lot of people to start to think that maybe someone was really, maybe Richard Heart or someone connected to him has been building to ensure that Pulse P Dai becomes equal to $1. Now, there's a wallet that also created Atropa, which was then paired with Dai and used as a liquidity pool. And so this just rallied excitement around the coin, and it really, it has been able to create a community of really passionate people. I saw yesterday it was trending on Twitter, and I think for the most part within the Pulse Chain ecosystem, we haven't really seen many projects trend on Twitter like what it has done. So it has really achieved some really big achievements. Now, for a brief moment, you were unable to use the front end to buy or sell. I think it's Atropa or P Dye. Someone can correct me in the comments below. So in my assumption would be that for the brief moment that did happen, because obviously it happened and then now you can trade it perfectly. For the moment that it did happen, I think that was sort of maybe a message from Richard Heart saying that, look, I've got nothing to do with this project. Now, one of the other reasons why people thought that it was connected to Richard Heart was the fact that it was P Dye was one of the coins that had a logo on Pulse Chain, and not many projects have their logo also on Pulse X. Not many projects have their logo on Pulse X. It's mostly the Richard Heart ecosystem tokens, and everything else does not have a logo. So the fact that P Dye had this had some really strong marketing pumpamental stuff. But if you want to take a look at some of the numbers that I find mostly intriguing, right, is if you look at what's happening on Pulse Chain, right, 50% of trading that happens is Richard Heart ecosystem tokens, right? And then the other 50% is everything else. But what we've seen is that P Dye, Atropa, and that whole ecosystem of tokens has been really dominant in terms of trading pairs. I think if you look on some metrics, P Dye is outperforming the Richard Heart ecosystem tokens. So it's doing extraordinarily well. If you look at how much the price has spiked. Now, the price spike for today started from when Atropa, when one of the devs renounced the ownership of Atropa. So meaning that it's now completely decentralized, now completely in the market, and it makes it a lot more difficult for someone to rug if someone wanted to rug the project. So that's obviously riling up the community and causing them to buy up a whole lot more. And if you look at the price, I was looking at this I started looking at this over the weekend, because now I have been for the most part very conservative, right? But at some point right now it's getting boring. So I think I'm gonna go degen. So I've been just hunting up on the market, looking for new stuff that's happening. And I did notice that, so I was looking at Atropa and I was looking at the ecosystem tokens as well around it. And the market caps were really low. Like Atropa was about, I think, 4 million. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember exactly. But now it's sitting at 9 million. So we've seen some huge spikes. But what I'm saying for P Dye is it could edge close to the dollar mark. Well, it could edge close to the dollar mark as long as the community remains as passionate and pushing it as much as they are. Because right now the price is 0.001. So if we 10x this, that would be a penny for it. But whenever you see a huge rally like that, it's going to be a big buy the rumor, sell the news type event. So you're going to see a lot of dumping. Another thing is this, right? There are also some holders who would have gotten it for free who hold it on Ethereum. Those are, in my view, are also another potential of a big dump. All in all, this whole ecosystem is something that I think is interesting, and obviously I also think it's high risk. Right now, I'm going to be reaching out to some of the guys so that maybe we can have a chat and I can become more educated about what's going on in the space, in the Atropa space. But I would say that is one of those that you gotta be, if you want to move ahead with extreme caution. But it's it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. It's already fun to watch. And let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below, guys. Extraordinary price performance and all that other good stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Yeah, not financial advice, guys. Risky stuff.